So the title of this video is Put Your Worries in a Bubble and Let Them Blow Away. And I had an immediate thought of watching the cares and worries of life blow away. And so I was going to do this great shot. And those of you who are YouTubers know exactly what it's like, the extents that we will go through to get the perfect shot. And here I am picking up all the scraps of paper that had blown all over creation and were all over the floor. So anyway, I hope you appreciate my efforts in what I do to give you good quality videos. So I saw on Creative Cove's website where she had done these cute little bubbles, and I just was so excited, so I decided I was just going to dive right in. You just glue down a bunch of scraps of paper and then tear the edges away to give it more of just a torn, worn look. And then she begins to put some colors, very muted colors, down on the page. And she's very loose, very free with this. That is not something I am very good at, or at least in my mind, I'm not very good at. So I'm doing my best here to just be relaxed, loose, slap some color down, or not color since I'm using black, but just, quit trying to be so in control. Don't worry about where it's going, what it looks like. This is very hard for me. I just hope you guys all appreciate how challenging it is, but I am pushing myself this year to not try so hard to make things happen, to let them happen. So I've got some browns, black, and whites or creams. I'm using some spray fluid, acrylic inks, water, and I know my intentions are that most of this is going to be pushed back somewhat. So here I thought I would see if I couldn't get a reaction out of I think that was Distress Oxides. So I'm splashing a little bit of water on here. And then I decided it was maybe just a little bit too dark, so I'm adding a little bit of some creams here in the middle, just trying to brighten it up a bit. And then the idea is you take, once it's all dried, something round, you put black acrylic paint, just a thin layer, onto the lid or a cup. I think I was using a plastic cup there. And then you get water and you just pull the ink into the middle of that bubble with the water and then let it dry. And you do this layer after layer, and it just makes these beautiful little bubbles that just, to me, I just had to do these. And you can layer in the browns, then you can bring in some lighter color, just lost my brush, lighter colors, and give it a shine. And so I am just thinking to myself while I'm doing this, why does this seem so much harder than when she did it? She made it look so easy. That's the magic of YouTube, right? You make it look a lot easier than it is with a video. You can cut out all of the nonsense and the icky stuff, but I really try not to do that. I want to be able to share with everyone that the challenge is real. It's not always as easy as you think, which is why an art journal is such a great idea, because you can just get messy and make mistakes. So I wasn't really overly happy with my bubbles, and I thought maybe if I went ahead and just put in some stamped words, like the lettering got pushed back a little more than I intended, so I'm attempting to make it more pleasing to me. And then I thought, well, maybe I just need to brighten these up a little bit with a little bit more of a reflection. And that wasn't quite doing it for me either. And at this point, I feel like I'm just overworking the bubbles, and they really are not looking like the bubbles I envisioned. So guess what? I'm going back to the drawing board. So I decided, okay, get out of my journal. I can do this. I know I can do this, right? It's not that difficult, right? So we're going to do it again, but I am going to be a little bit more light-handed with my messiness and see if I can't get a little bit better result. There is something about the complete messiness that is very fun and freeing, up until it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to, right? So here we go with the circles again. The background is a lot lighter, so I'm feeling pretty optimistic about this. So get some water on my brush and start pulling that black in. You really need to go watch this other video because she does this so much better than I do. Makes it look so easy, but yeah, it is once you get the swing of it. Okay, so that first one turned out pretty good. I'm going to give it a try again. So my hopes are that once I get some of these done and they look a little bit more bubble-esque, that's a word, that I will then cut them out and put them in the place of my darker bubbles, and hopefully that will help the page. And by this time, I am having so much fun and it is going so much better. I should have practiced outside of my journal first, but that kind of defeats the purpose. The art journal is supposed to be where you practice and experiment. Boy, I tell you, I think I have high expectations of myself that things should turn out perfect the first time. And sometimes I forget that, it can't hurt to just practice a little, but that's what I'm doing. So I started out in the page, it turned out too dark, and I'm just going to fix it because, I want to be happy with it in the end. So just adding in a little bit of some browns, and then I will get the highlights in and get them cut up and we'll get them on the page. Now's the fun part because I get to get into it with the matte mediums and glues, and oh my gosh, this is just like the love of my life is doing this type of collage thing. I really do enjoy it. To me, this is one of the most therapeutic things in the entire world, is glue and things. It just brings out the kid in me, I think. But I do really love it. And now for the final touches, just making sure that I have the bubbles in the right places and I have everything covered up that I feel like I need to have covered, and they're looking a little bit more like bubbles. It's still not turning out exactly like I expected, but you know, it's getting better. I'm happy with it, I think. Oh, that's it. That's it. That's where it's staying. Okay, and then I think one more up here might just, yeah, well, I don't know. Nope, the other side. So anyway, really starting to look a little bit better. I'm happy with the rescue. And ultimately, I think it doesn't matter, because in the end, if I had fun creating this page, then it was all worth it. So I used some cutout letters and pasted them down on the background, and gonna put these across the page, and that's getting my message across. Just stick my worries in a bubble, and I'm gonna let them blow away. Once I got the words all on, I just still wasn't quite as happy with it. Just still felt a little too dark for me. So I grabbed some of those same colors, and I'm just giving the background a little bit of some texture with some lighter colors, and hoping to maybe push back the darkness of it. It still feels dark, but maybe that goes with the theme of it. We're going to put all of our worries of life in a bubble, and we're going to let them blow away. We can't let those things weigh us down. We all have worries, we all have insecurities, we all have those things that tend to weigh us down. We're going to put them in a bubble and let them blow away, and just enjoy where we are at every moment. I really hope you enjoyed this video today. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel. And if you haven't already subscribed and would like to see more of the same, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.